the Engineer Prime on this ship. Asclepius gestures around him reverently. He was an adherent of the school of discontinuing the cycle, as am I. It has spread that far. It is difficult to discern Pascal's emotions from his tone. I know that my brother perished, but before he did, he sent me a message that told of a journey embarked upon by Theodora von Valancius. A journey through a dimensional gate, an artifact more ancient than humanity itself, and toward worlds unknown. The blessed Amarnat was with her. There, upon those dark worlds, he witnessed a great miracle, the birth of a machine spirit of incalculable might. My brother believed that this spirit then fell aslumber within this ship like a child in a cradle, not responding to lowly pleas. That was the purpose of my pilgrimage, to reach the ship where my brother died, the ship upon whose deck the blessed Amarnat had walked, and prostrate myself before the Great Spirit. Amarnat traveled on this ship? Yes, he did. My brother's words on this were clear. Years ago, Amarnat was part of rogue trader Theodore's inner circle before their ways parted. Tell me about Theodore's journey. My knowledge of it is scarce. My brother suspected that this memory, along with the memory of all who might have known the details, have been purposefully modified. He saw it as a sign that the journey had revealed a great truth, and that there were those who did not wish to see that truth brought to light. All that he conveyed to me was that Theodora had reached worlds unlike any the people of the Coronis Expanse had ever seen. There she unearthed a great treasure of technology, one that Amarnat had the privilege of experiencing. What do you know about this great spirit? It is a great miracle, the Omnissiah's breath meant to help us discontinue the cycle. It was born of the treasure that Amarnat and Theodora discovered upon the Dark Worlds. Yet even a being so glorious needs attendants and guides, and as long as the Cognizance fleet is racked by schism, and my brothers and sisters suffer defeats without end, there is no one to aid the spirit. That is why I came here. Does the name Nomos mean anything to you? Nothing. He has not yet come to know us yet. He will if you let him, Mukluk. We know. We sense that his words are about us, that the story he has told is our story. You are strong, yet you let yourself be caught. I took a vow that I would never inflict physical harm on lay people. The Omnissiah grants us the power of the true flesh for a purpose other than damaging the frail and blind creatures that are all who have not yet tasted his knowledge. I have made my decision regarding your fate. Whatever it is, I will accept it. As will I, and yet I plead that my brother be shown leniency. His story initializes thought. We ask you to keep him for us. Nomos servitors speak up suddenly in the faintest of whispers. Okay, so dogmatic is basically saying, I'm not forgiving you, you have to serve me because of your crimes. Iconoclast is I forgive you. Heretical is you're my slave. So 1, 2, and 3 are all you work for me, but different flavors. And 4 is you're dead. Dogmatic. Lawful stupid. I find you guilty of offenses against the Cult Mechanicus and House von Valancius. Your crimes warrant punishment more severe than death. You will atone by serving me, and therefore the Imperium. I could not ask for more. All I wish is to remain in these halls and observe and reverence the Great Spirit's deeds. Let the cycle be discontinued. Dogmatic +5. Nomos Servitors turns their heads to you and nod all at once in what can be interpreted as an expression of gratitude. Talk to Nomos. He's usually over here. The massive figure of the Malatech Asclepius is frozen before you, the cogitator, in a praying pose. Without raising his head, he addresses you. I salute the ruler of this ship. I see you have found your great spirit, Asclepius. I have found a miracle, and the end of my worldly road. I have never seen and never will see anything more meaningful than the spirit of Nomos. In the face of its multitude, we are all nothing but the fixed values of an erroneous function. Nomos, you read the databank recovered from Theodora's cache, and then you said the incident marked the beginning of Nomos. What did you mean by that? Yes, Nomos, remember. You brought us data sustenance, and it contained a name. Epitaph. We recognized it. No, not like that. In that name, we recognize the place where Nomos originate. Nomos suddenly falls silent. Symbols race chaotically across the screens of the huge cogitator, and you hear an almost human groan from the depths of the machine. Nomos, understand, realize, comprehend, themselves. For a moment, there is silence, broken only by the moans of the huge machine. Then the cyber gargoyle begins to speak, and with it the other servitors chosen by Nomos. We've analyzed the data with which you sated us, and we have recreated the sequence of events. First, there was Epitaph. It is a world, but it is merely a case, a container, for something we cannot name and cannot understand. Theodora and this ship have been brought to that place. Something was lifted up from the world, a gift. A trusted priest in Crimson, one who identified himself as Amarnat, comprehended the gift raised from Epitaph, and from it he created the databanks listed as Tech Blight. But that is not how Nomos came into being. We were not invented, we were not freed. We came into being by accident. The chorus of servitors sounds genuinely confused, almost desperate. Theodore's ambition, the myriad mechanisms of the huge ship, Amarnat's mind, the inquisitive attempts to comprehend and extract, the dormant blight, the dormant epitaph, what lies hidden in its depths, and between it all we slipped in, connected, and emerged like an electrical discharge between the poles. Accident. Incident. That is what we are. We have no purpose, no history, Nomos just are. Do you know where the epitaph is? That data is gone. Deleted, erased, deliberately, but we cannot trace who did it or why. A tech blight. A gift, but a terrible one. You would call it a weapon. Theodora coveted it, she needed it desperately, but we do not know why. So I think we read about tech blight a while back, if memory serves. It's kind of like a disease, like it spreads like a disease, but it spreads through metal. And it like warps and twists metal, so it will like ruin ships and computers and things like that. How is Amarnat involved in this? He desired knowledge. Theodora allowed him to explore the gifts of Epitaph, slaking his thirst. But we know it did not bring him happiness. In the footprints of his slaked thirst, fear followed. The blessed Amarnat was involved in the birth of the spirit named Nomos. I do not believe for a moment that he could have been frightened by his miracle. It was not us he feared. He did not know us, but only suspected. His mental processes were occupied by the tech blight. That was what he feared. He wanted protection from it. The ship was on Epitaph. Amarnat traveled aboard it, investigating the tech blight, and Nomos was born as a result of the incident. So how is it possible that no one in the crew knew the whole truth? The truth was hidden, deliberately. Your officers' memories were stolen. All the cogitator's memory banks were wiped. It took you feeding us the truth bit by bit for us to piece it together and understand. Who has the resources, the knowledge, and the power to accomplish such a feat? It would have been beyond the capabilities of the blessed Amarnat himself, and he would never destroy knowledge. This story disturbs me. It sounds like an echo of the sacrifice, whose name is the preservation of ignorance. The spirit of Nomos must be protected from the encroachments of that power that tried to conceal the truth of its birth. The music is getting really intense for this conversation. Enough about the past, Nomos. Let us talk about the future. You do, in fact, have a purpose. Tell us, what is our purpose? To serve the light and truth and greatness that is the Imperium. To serve the light, to serve the Imperium. The chorus of servitors dutifully repeats your words, but seemingly without understanding them. Nomos is preoccupied. The huge cogitator continues to sing its creaking song, running unknown calculations. Blessed be this spirit. A great path and great future lie before it, and we must assist it on its way. Okay. Let's tap quick save. Alright. Alright, back to the map. Okay. Go to the world of Quetzaltemer. What was the quest that wanted me to do that? I need to know if I need to have a certain party member on the team or something. Yearly wants to discuss what happened in Kimura. I mean, I'm pretty sure we just had her tortured. Or she's dead. I'm not sure which. Okay, I don't know what we need to do on that planet. Guess we're gonna find out in a minute. Permission to speak, Lord Captain. The Augur crew has registered activity in the orbit of Quetzaltemer, one of the worlds of the Winterscale dynasty. According to the report, the Emperor's Vow, the flagship of rogue trader Caligos Winterscale, is positioned over the southern hemisphere. Vigdis's report is suddenly interrupted by Adira's anxious voice. Lord Captain, this is it, right here, so very close. The quiet whispers, they won't stop, they keep buzzing in both my ears that my little door is somewhere on this world. Alright, calm down. I need to take care of Winterscale's flagship right now. Of course, Lord Captain. I dare not interrupt you any longer. After a brief hesitation, Vigdis's voice comes through the hissing of static once more. Allow me to repeat, Lord Captain, the Emperor's Vow, the flagship of rogue trader Caligos Winterscale, has been detected in the orbit of Quetzaltemer, one of the Winterscale worlds. What are your orders? Hail the Emperor's Vow. It will be done. By the grace of the machine spirits, the air gradually fills with discordant noises until the Vox Master flips the last tumbler on the Cogitator's panel. The Emperor's Vow sends its greetings to the glorious ruler of the Von Valancius dynasty. This is Airbret ap Dafe, his lordship Caligos Winterscale's Vox Master, who has the honor of speaking on behalf of his lord today. Awareness test succeeded. The booming voice fills the air, startling a few officers on the bridge. However, you feel Airbret ap Dafe's ostentatiously confident tone is meant to hide concern. I heard Caligos was hunting the Xenos. Where is he now? I do not wish to offend your lordship, but I am the most senior officer aboard the Emperor's Vow at the moment. As for the Lord Captain, Epbright clears his throat looking for the right words. You see, Lord Captain has yet another heated argument with the esteemed Insidia Corda, and he had a very good reason for his displeasure. I dare not discuss his lordship's affairs, but I can divulge that we set out to protect the dynasty's rightful domain from the invasion of the profane Xenos. That is how we arrived here at Quetzaltemer. There is no better hunting ground when you need to cool off your head, I believe the Lord Captain said. We easily crushed the pathetic mockery of a fleet that was laying siege to the unfortunate world. Of course, most of the Xenos fled, but we did reduce a few of their ships to chum for the Void Beasts. He laughs cruelly. Get to the point. You see, your lordship, one of the Eldari ships crashed on Quetzaltemer, so the Lord Captain chose to descend and finish off the elusive prey. But he has not been able to find his way out of the local woods for over 30 days now, and this concerns me greatly. Anticipating the next question, your lordship, no, I am confident the Lord Captain is still alive. His body and spirit do not break easily. And besides, he is accompanied by Wharton the Grey, who would sell his soul if that helped to keep the Lord Captain out of harm's way. Was there anyone else with Caligos aside from Wharton? A full hunting party consisting of half 100 hand-picked enforcers, and his lordship's personal retinue, naturally. So what do you want from me? A generous favor in return for a generous favor. Find Lord Captain Winterscale in Quetzaltemer and bring him back to the Emperor's Vow. I swear by the Golden Throne I will convince him to side with you in any conflict that occurs in the next 100 years. After all, I am allowed to make deals on the Lord Captain's behalf while he remains unavailable. Wow. That's a lot of years. Sometimes I forget that, the amount of time that humans live in this world is ridiculous because of all the implants and stuff. Like, you know, if they have a liver problem, they just, you know, install a mechanical liver. You know, stuff like that. Like, all of the implants and replacement parts that they can do in this, technological future, people can live a long time. Especially tech priests, you know, when they are like 90% metal. Let's see, got a quick question. Mahuyo says, question about your impression on the Ellie's Elite, Evoker. Did you get the impression that the pet skill was like the 5 skills on Spear, such as Haboob, or was it per strike? I believe it was like, when you, okay, so my understanding for the Evoker was like, you press F4 or F5, no, it'd be like F5, and you choose an element. And then while you are pressing buttons, like, if you press, I think it was like 6 buttons of not fire, and you've got the fire fox out, it will, you know, get empowered. If you press 3 buttons in fire, it will get empowered. And it has like little attacks, and then after it's empowered, it has like a big fire attack. And then there was one attack in the trailer that looked like all 4 animals working together to do a massive like multi-elemental combo. I'm guessing that's the elite skill. And they didn't talk about that at all. That's all I got. Very well. I need more allies like Winterscale. Your lordship, I bow before your courage on behalf of the Winterscale dynasty. The data transfer decree has been signed. My crew will send you the landing coordinates. God Emperor's grace shine upon you for many years to come. Voxmaster's thundering voice falls silent, and the machine spirits terminate the connection between the flagships of 2 great dynasties. Okay, and what is this one? Ancient bunker. We've already done that. Okay. Hold on a sec. Wait, is the ancient bunker... One sec. Adira... Okay, Adira wants Quetzalcoatl. Alright. Alright, so... There's Adira. So bring her instead of Heinrich. So if possible, I want to give her the same healing skills Heinrich has. I don't know if that's going to be a thing that I can do. If the 4-element combo attack doesn't summon Captain Planet, I will be disappointed. Well, Captain Planet took 5 elements. Remember? It was Earth, Fire, Wind, Water, Heart. Go Planet. Alright, so Adira real quick. She's got a few level ups here. Let's see. Which of these is her strongest skill? Lore Warp? Yeah, Lore Warp probably. Okay. Can she get any other heal stuff? Okay. I kind of get confused with momentum and resolve. I'm pretty sure both of them lead to how fast you get your heroic skills lit up. But beyond that, I couldn't really, like, break them down separately without, like, reading more on them. Alright, willpower for this one. Got another one of these. Does she already have the hit point one that I try to get on everybody? Yes, she does. Okay, and she has nimble. Alright. Mental Siege. Using a heroic attack by the Psyker decreases veil degradation. Power conduit. Sure. Okay, what do we got here? Regeneration. It is game-changing, having that on the whole team. I would like warp speed as well, but can't get that at the moment. We'll see if we're able to get that before the end of this. Lore Warp. That's really a her thing. Choose an exemplar talent. Alright, so this is one of the big ones. Let's see. Shrike says, hey Muck, I asked you about 2 weeks ago what specs to get for a new PC that'll play yours too. Want to drop you a line that I have the new machine. It's glorious. I'm getting 40 FPS during Internativ's convergence instead of 6. I can now see red circles. Wow. I'm glad it worked out for you. I truly am glad. I am definitely not a hardware aficionado. So that's why I actually have that command that pulls up a list of my stuff, because if anyone asks me, I'm just like, I don't even remember, here you go. But I'm glad it worked out for you, truly. Let's see. Choose an exemplar talent. What do we want? Protection under fire. Wait, I always thought this was 3%. Oh, that scales at the end. I didn't realize. Let's see, grievous wounds. I'm possibly going to take know-it-all. I'm just looking to see if there's anything better. See if there's anything here related to Psychers. Hockey, thank you for the Prime. Appreciate that. Welcome. Alright. Know it all it is. Alright, what else we got here? Psyker Extremis. Willpower. And what is all this? Sometimes I forget she's an operative. It really rarely comes up. Pulse of Life is the ability to critically heal. Continuous analysis is good. Oh, perfect. Warp speed. Alright, awesome. And let's see what we want here. Perception? Sure. Okay, there we go. Alright, haven't used her in a while. Let's take a look at her gear real quick. Alright, start with weapon. She's got a staff that does lightning. Do we have a better one? Sort by type. And looking for staves. Psychic staff, that's exactly what she has now. Diviner's staff. What does this do? The next hit against that target will be an automatic critical hit. It's cool. Kind of like the lightning more, though. Charge staff, 4 to 8. Same damage, less willpower. So I don't have a better version of the lightning staff. What manner did you dispose of Marzipan? I let Heinrichs do it after we caught him surrounded by the Daemonettes. Let's see, that is 30% armor. We'll dodge 0, 14. Okay, that's an upgrade. Is there a better one? Okay, so she can wear light armor. I have 91 scrap chainmails. Oh my god, add that to cargo. We'll sell those. 91 flak armors. Hunter carapace 45. In the warp, Slaanesh getting free takeout. Yep. Fire blast. Plus 10 armor against melee attacks. Fire blast carapace. That looks so weird. Plus 10% armor if intelligence is more than 55. Nope, she is not that smart. Venom Chainmail. Attacks of opportunity deal additional 10 toxic damage. She's not going to have attacks of opportunity. Okay. And what do we got here? Each wound the wearer regenerates wounds equal to 2. After triggering psychic phenomena, perils of the warp. Psi rating increased by 1 till end of combat. Okay, so I might have better trinkets in here. Gonna take a look. Once per turn, when the wearer uses psychic power to attack, they either restore 2 AP or take 10 damage with a 50% chance for each effect. Oh my god. Well, she's gonna have regen. Let's try it out. There is some cool gear that scales with int. I kind of, like, if I play the game again sometime, it would be off-stream just because, like, reading and reading and reading, it just takes a lot out of me. Reading it out loud, I mean. But I'd probably try, like, a heresy run and make some kind of int scaling character. If worn by a psyker, gain immunity to the warp. Immune to horrors of the warp. Okay. That's not really great, but it's something. Shadow Field gives you full cover from ranged attacks until one manages to hit you. Let's see. Shadow says, what should we do with pieces of unidentified gear I have stacks of? Use, sell, or salvage? I have copper-fed salvage-o-matic. What's up, Shadow Me? The short version is there's two options. You either identify all the stuff and then salvage it with the appropriate salvage kit, or you just sell it while it's unidentified, because it'll be valuable to people then. If you're going to identify and then salvage it, you typically use copper-fed salvage-o-matic on blue items. You use Runecrafter on green, and you use the yellow kits on the yellow and orange items, like the Mystic Kit or the silver-fed salvage-o-matic, stuff like that. So if you've only got copper-fed, and if you're trying to min-max, that is best for identifying and salvaging blue items and below, so blue and white items. Anything above that, if it were me, I would just sell it while they're unidentified, since you can't, like, get the most out of it. Plus another warp. And plus hit chance and plus more crit damage. At the start of every combat, your allies gain deflection equal to your psi rating. Whenever they suffer damage and lose non-tip wounds, the effect is removed. It's better than that, at least. After triggering psychic phenomena, the wearer gains 18 wounds and gains psi rating MP. After triggering perils of the warp, you gain 1 AP.